Okay, today is Sunday, 29th of March. Today we want to continue heat transfer. We did not finish heat transfer yet. Today we are doing pages 116 and 117 in the textbook. We'll talk today about radiation. We talked before about conduction and convection. If you remember with me, we said heat can be transferred by three methods, either by conduction or by convection or by radiation. Another conduction is now.
بس الصفحة مو وين ولا أي صفحة من وين لوين؟
هلا today 116 170 اللي هي radiation. Okay. Conduction we said it's the heat transfer through solids mainly. Here through fluids only fluids. Here if you remember I said any hot object. But let me explain one important point here, that some processes, they transfer the heat to the surrounding by many methods. Not only by conduction, even if it was solid. Not only by convection, even if it was water, okay? So sometimes there is conduction and convection, or some conduction and radiation, or conduction and radiation and convection, or three of them. We will see some processes like this later on. Today, let me finish radiation, heat transfer by radiation. Let me write here, بنقول any hot object will radiate or will transfer بنفس الكلمة the same way will transfer its heat energy in all directions by electromagnetic wave. Now, we did not study waves yet. We will study waves. Later on, we will discover that we have many types of waves. One type of the waves is called electromagnetic wave. Also, we will study that there are 7 types of electromagnetic waves. طبعا this will be included in the externals. All of this we will re-talk about it when we talk about waves. بس هلا in the heat transfer you need to know which electromagnetic wave transfers the heat. فبنقول any hot object will transfer its heat energy to the surrounding in all directions by electromagnetic wave called infrared. So the infrared is one of the waves, one of the electromagnetic waves that radiates the heat. هلا here, if you see my board is standing on a radiator. هذا بالعربي بيقولوا له روديتر، وبالحقيقة مش روديتر، هو اسمه radiator. What is this? It is a heating system for my room. So if I feel cold, I will turn on my central heating. After a little bit, I will feel warm from where? From the radiator. هذا الراديتر it's heating the room by a wave. Its type is electromagnetic wave. Which part of the electromagnetic wave? The part that we call it infrared. So this radiates the heat through infrared. Okay, let's continue. بنقول which اللي هو الانفراد can travel even if there is no medium at all, if there is no air, no water, no solid, no liquid, no gas, still the infrared or the electromagnetic wave can reach, can travel, just like the sun. Today, if you wake up early at 6 or 7 o'clock and you just get out or you open your window, you will feel, it's cold. Today, or now, it's 11:30. If you open the window, it is still cold, but it's warmer than before. Why it is warmer? Because of the sun. How the sun transfers the heat to earth? بنسأل حالنا, what is the medium there between earth and sun? بالحقيقة nothing. There is little air up to the atmosphere. After the atmosphere, there is nothing. There is vacuum. So how the heat is transferred? Is there any conduction? The answer, no. Is there any convection? No. لكن it's transferred the heat, the sun transferred the heat to earth by radiation, which is an infrared, and this infrared is a wave that we call it electromagnetic wave. Now this electromagnetic wave can travel through everything. عشان هيك if you ever, surely أكيد, if you watch any action movie where there are some criminals and maybe a SWAT team, they come and they try to, let's say there were hostages and they want to free them. So sometimes you see in the movie that SWAT team, they are putting certain goggles that allows them to see everything green, but there is some red spot or yellow spot or orange spot in this area and this area and this area. This is not a movie, this is real life. This is, we call it infrared camera. The infrared camera does not show you the real image, but it detects the heat. So when the surrounding is 20 degrees, it see everything, let's say green. If they come to this picture, they will see my body, I am at 37. So they will draw me as, let's say, orange or yellow spot. Maybe if this radiator is working, they will see it at, let's say, another color, let's say red or yellow, anything like this. So this is what we sorry يا جماعة، بس هذا الموبايل مش إلي، خليني بس أشيله من هون.
لا خليه يعمل انفايت لوليد شهي.
إيش حبيبي؟ What did you ask?
هذا بقدر يعمل انفايت لوليد.
طب ما هو موجود الانفيتيشن على الجروب كامل. انت did you see it on calendar حبيبي؟
لا هو بس انا هلا اعمل انفايت.
اوكي على كل let me see the participants today. هلا قديش صاروا؟ كيف بدي اعرف قديش العدد؟ one more. Basit is not here. Why Basit is not here? He always say good morning Ustaz and he's not here. Oh. Okay. So any hot object, whether it's solid, liquid or gas, it's okay. It will radiate its energy to everywhere in all directions to the surrounding by a radiation, by a wave called electromagnetic wave, called infrared. هلا now, being a good or bad infrared emitter or good or bad infrared absorber depends on the color of the surface. This is why they keep telling us that in winter it's better to wear black shirt, while in summer they are advised not to use black, use white. It's better. Why it is better? Point. The black surface. When I say black surface, there are at least two different black. There are shiny black, they call it metallic, and there is dark, dull, أو مرات بيقولوا matte black, or the dull black is the black that has no shiny surface, okay? فit's not metallic one. فبنقول the dull between bracket or matte or dull is the same word. The dull black surface is three things. One, very good. I want to write IR. IR means infrared. Even لو استخدمت IR في الاكسترنال it's accepted because it's universal abbreviation. Very good IR absorber. Two, very good IR emitter. But three, very bad IR reflector. What do you mean by this? I will explain after I talk about the other one. Now this is for the dull black. Now we want to talk about another type of surfaces that it's shiny. It's shiny, so it is whether it's white or silver. فبنقول the shiny white between bracket or silver surface is one, very bad, the opposite exactly, very bad IR absorber. Two, very bad IR emitter. Three, very good IR reflector. Let me tell you a story. This is a real story. Occurred with me last year. Last year I was planning to buy a car. So I was looking for certain color from inside and from outside. I saw one of the showrooms. He was parking two cars identical, the same brand, the same year, the same model, identical. But one, even the specification, كل شيء, leather, everything, they are identical, just only the color is different. One was silver from outside, black leather from inside, which I don't prefer, but this was one of the options. The other one was from outside. It was I forget the color. It was dark. Let's say it was gray from outside, but from the inside it's beige color. So I asked him, please open this one for me. I started with the one that is black from inside. It's leather. It was summer. It was black leather. So he opened it. I was with my family. My family get inside. My son, he was wearing short. So once he sat, he could not keep sitting there, and he starts crying, Baba, Baba, it's very hot, it's very hot. So get down, quickly. And he get down from this car. I know, Baba, don't buy this car. Now, I just asked him to open the other one, which was shiny white, shiny silver, shiny beige, any, yani, opposite of dark colors, okay? So I just tried it. It was amazing. The difference was amazing. It was the same color, the same type of car, the same model, in the same position. يعني مش هي under shade, why not under sun? No. Both under the sun for the same period of time. Same conditions. قلت له, Baba, come try this car. No, I don't want. قلت له, Baba, come try it. It's not as cold as this one. Let me tell you what. It was hot, but not as much as the other one. Why? This is the answer. Because the black was very good absorber. So it absorbs all the heat from the sun, so it becomes extremely hot. And at the same time, it's very good emitter. So when he sits on it, it emits all the heat to his body. Especially he was wearing short, so he was not protecting his legs by long pant. فعطول he felt the heat and he felt, no, Baba, I don't want. While the other one, which was shiny somehow, it was bad absorber. So it absorbs the heat, but not as much as the black one. So it was not as hot, and when it emits, it did not emit a lot. Being a good or bad radiator, is a matter of the color of the surface. Who determines this? Let me ask you something. Let me show you my radiator. I know that everybody has the radiator. This is the radiator. Everybody has it, I know. Now, my question is, what is the color of my radiator? What did you see it?
أبيض.
Yes, beige, أبيض. Yes, you're right. Now, this radiator is designed to heat the room. So, it takes hot water flows inside it. It should absorb all the heat from the water and emit all the heat to the room, so the room becomes hot. Now, what is the color? What it must be to be a good radiator must be black or white. What it should be?
radiation white.
It should.
radiation نفسه.
No حبيبي.
بس absorption نفسه.
No يا حبيبي. No. Listen. I'm not talking about reflection. I'm talking about absorption and emission. Emission يعني it gives you the heat. Absorption يعني absorbs the heat from the water.
Emitting يعني reflecting. أنا مش.
لا, reflecting we'll talk about. I did not talk about reflection yet. Let me finish absorption and emission. So this one, to be a good one, it should be black. تخيلوا. طب why they painted it by white? Ustaz, not only your house, everywhere. In the school, in my house, everywhere, it is white or beige. It's not black. Do you know why? Listen to the silly answer. Because of the design. But it will be ugly if you have a black thing hanging on the wall. It's not nice. Even some people, they don't like its shape at all. فشو بيعملوا? They put wooden stand over it to hide it. بيكونوا هيك عاملين شوية holes. طب هو wood is bad heat conductor, yes. They are trapping the heat, yes. Why they do this? Just for design. تخيلوا. If I want my radiator to be a better radiator, I need to paint it by any dark color. Some schools, I saw it, they were painting them by blue. So the wall is blue and this is blue, يعني it matches. Some they painted it with gray, gray, but not very dark one, with the wall. So they painted the wall gray and this gray. It's better than being white, and better if it's not shiny. بس خلينا نقول what people do doesn't mean that this is the science. فاحنا what do? We are doing against the science. For this to be a very good emitter, a very good radiator to heat up the room, it should be painted by black from inside and from outside. Why? Because black will absorb, very good absorber, will absorb the heat a lot, receiving the energy from the water, and emitting, يعني giving. I emit, يعني I give. Okay, what's the difference between emitter and reflector? Pay attention please. The difference between emitter and reflector. Reflector يعني heat is coming, falling onto the object. Instead of absorbing it, he just reflected back. This is why they say, put white shirt in summer. Why? Because in summer, the sun is very hot. It radiates its heat to the earth, to your body, to your cloth. If your cloth was black, it will absorb the heat and will not reflect it back. So all the heat will be taken to your body. So you will feel very hot. But if it was white, it will absorb some heat, but not as much as the black. Just like the two cars that I talked about. So it is bad absorber. It does not absorb the heat, but it will reflect it back to the surrounding. So you are not the source here. You are just a reflector. Emitter means you are a source. So the source is the emitter. Reflector means I refuse to take the heat. Okay, it's two different processes. You have to distinguish between them. I was talking about. I was remembering a certain example. Yes, I remember now. Now, if you go up to your roof, anyone that has, or maybe your neighbors, if they have solar panel, these panels that they have something like a mirror or even pipes, what they use the heat energy from the sun to heat the water for you instead of using electricity. So you are heating the water for free. It's better source of heat. So what do we do there? Listen, if you go there, you look inside, you will see pipes. These pipes, they are metal pipes because they have to be good heat, good heat conductor. Second thing, they are painted by black. Why? Listen to the reason. Because they want to absorb the heat from the sun, absorb the infrared radiation from the sun, and emit means radiate, yani give all the heat to the water inside. It's not good if it was only absorber but not emitter. يعني what's the use of it? عشان هيك دايما البلاck is very good absorber and very good emitter at the same time. So it takes and gives a lot. I don't know if you know this proverb. This is one of the proverbs that we use it in Arabic. بيقول فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه. So if you don't have, you can't give. This is what the proverb says. هذا هو. If you are bad absorber, you can't give. You will not be an emitter. But you will be a reflector. You are rejecting all the heat. But if you are a good absorber, اللي عنده, he can give more. Because you have. So you can give. And you will not reflect. Reflect means, I want to give you, no, خلاص, I'm full. No, give me more. Okay? So this is about the heat transfer in general. Now, I sent to you on the on Microsoft Teams, there is a new folder called the heat transfer worksheet. There is, I think, 4 or 5 questions, yes, 4 questions about the heat transfer, about conduction, convection, radiation. In fact, there are some tough questions and some easy questions. So, it's not a homework, but if you want, try to solve question number 2 only. Because tomorrow we will solve question 1 and 2 together. But if you can solve question number 2 on your own, try it. It's not a homework. And I prefer that you try it. If you don't have printer and you have your past papers, you can check what is the page, what is the year, and what is the question there, and you can open it from your شو اسمه هدول past papers. Okay? Try to do your best. We want to discuss these questions all together. And I know that it's 12 now, but you have 15 minutes break. Would you give me another less than 5 minutes? Let me explain something here before we finish heat transfer, because tomorrow we want to solve some questions. Listen, please. Now, before I started radiation, I said something. I said, some processes, they transfer the heat in more than one